I'm so curious. Where do you stand on built for rent housing? It wasn't even really a thing until recently. But today, builders are building a substantial amount of units to go directly to rent. And it's really having some impacts on the market, and everybody has an opinion. Some people think that it's hurting the owner's market because they're, contractors or builders are building homes that home buyers can't buy because they're going straight to rental. But then other people think it's fantastic. It democratizes the ability for everybody to live in a nice single family residence. And what made me think of this is last week, the National Association of Home Builders, their Eye on Housing newsletter, their topic was a retreat. Their title of the article is Retreat for Single Family Built for Rent Housing. And in the article, they talked about just, built for rent housing. And it's, acronym is SFBFR, single family built for rent. But in Q2 of 2025, builders started 12,000 single residence houses for rent that they're planning to rent, not sell. And that was down from 25,000 a year ago. That's crazy. In the last 4 quarters, builders have started 71,000 single family residents with the intent to rent them. Now, what's even crazier, that's down 16% from the prior year. The previous year, they did 85,000. But even with that said, you know what? The current market share of all single family starts, 7% of them are being built for rent, which is down from the peak a couple years ago of 9%. So just think, a couple years ago, almost 10% of all housing was built to rent, not to sell. Really, really, really interesting. And you know what? What's clipping that, what's slowed it down a little bit is the higher interest rates. So some of these projects don't pencil out with the higher interest rates, and banks getting a little bit more queasy about the construction financing of it. But as rates come back down, I think you'll see this percentage of single-family residents built for rent growing. Now, the historical average, when I say historical, and from 1992 to 2012, the average percentage of starts of houses built for rent was below 3%. It was 2.7%. And so it gets back to, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I think it's a good thing. Here's the thing. We need builders. We need really, really healthy builders, because healthy builders build more houses. When I mean healthy, I mean financially healthy. Financially healthy builders that make a fair profit build more houses. And ailing builders, or builders that don't, make enough money or don't have enough business, go out of business, and we have fewer houses. So, built for rent, it's a revenue stream that helps keep, the builder's construction pipeline moving. It supports overall profitability. And we sorely need builders building. So I think that's great. And as I mentioned, in my mind, it democratizes access to single family houses, because not everybody has a down payment or the credit or the wherewithal to buy. But I love the fact that they have the opportunity to rent at an affordable way, and good for them. Now, I believe home ownership is the path to wealth in the United States. I totally subscribe to that. I've talked about it a ton. But I'm not saying that. For those people that don't have that path, I love the fact that they have an opportunity to live in a single family residence. So, and then I think the other thing here is, for the overall market, that opportunity, that market segment for builders increases their hunger to build more houses, their willingness to take more risk. It incentivizes them. So I think it's actually really good. The one thing I would say is, look, if you're a loan officer or you're in real estate, you got to keep in mind, we first serve helping people get into homes. Now, I believe that the best, course of action for most of the people is to buy a home, and it helps create wealth, and it gives a better standard of living, and it's a, hedge against inflation, all those things we talk about. But for those that can't buy, we still should be advocates for helping them get into a house. And if we have clients that don't fit, maybe we can recommend, have you considered, renting a newly constructed house that's built for rent? I think that's a wonderful idea. Now, let me just I'll quickly show you the article that I'm referring to. This is another great this is another great publication. This Ion Housing newsletter, and I think they have an article almost every day. It's free. It has great content, great research every day. But here you can kind of see how single family built for rent stats look like. Kind of interesting. I did a LinkedIn post on this today. Check me out on LinkedIn. I do posts like this, just trying to give helpful information to help us serve our clients, help us put people in homes. With that, I appreciate you giving me a little bit of your time today. I hope you're having a great day. I look forward to talking with you again soon.